Hello everybody, it is that time again. It is your illustrious host, Dragon's Fury and Infernal Drake.
Hiya, people.
And we hope you've had a good week, and if it isn't good, we hope this episode make it good and what have you. Now, I would like to give a shout out to Apollo for the tip he gave me for our YouTube people. If you have found us on YouTube, due to the porting over to YouTube since the show is produced out of Spotify. And for all of those who have been able to see it and have joined and have viewed, thank you, because the numbers kind of skyrocketed out of nowhere, and I am mildly scared. Thankful, but mildly scared. Because, again, YouTube was not the main place that we shoot for. It was just kind of the place it ended up since we were on Google Podcasts, and Google Podcasts has canceled itself. It is now, everything's getting ported over to YouTube. So all of our episodes are being shown as kind of like audio videos. That's why it's kind of like weird over there. But again, for you guys, thank you. It's great. And shout out to Apollo because he's the one who told me how to tweak some stuff and add some things and whatnot in all of those quote-unquote videos to make them seeable better.
Yeah, because YouTube is basically the void. Like, it may not be seen.
Yeah, but again, YouTube wasn't the target audience. So...
But we're always happy to have them.
Yes. And, yeah, so... news. I have a idea. So we tend to meet up-ish, roughly, before it's actually our set time for recording. And I had the idea of doing a opposite of like the Late Show, like what he does. Like, is it the Late Show or is it the Daily Show? I don't know. One of those talk shows with the I don't even know his name, but he does like the after.
Steve Colbert?
No. He does like after. So it's like they do the show, and then like after the guest leaves, he then like talks to the audience or whatever. So it's like in between guests or whatever, and but they record that, so like it's still the show, but it's not the show. But like opposite of that, so a pre-show thing. So this is the official invite to everyone who is listening. If you would like to be a part of that, you would need to join our Patreon or join the subscriber section in Spotify, because it tells me who you are, and then that gives you access to the Discord as well. And you'll be able to, if you so choose, you'll be able to come in early and chat with us, hang with us, give us your input on what the topic of the evening is, because we record in our evening, which is the early afternoon for others and the late middle of the night for the rest. And so...
And for the non-cryptic learners, Eastern time.
So, yes, we're on Eastern, but again, with the way time zones work, it doesn't matter. Not everyone can still make the conversion. So it's in the evening, the afternoon, or in the middle of the fucking night.
At least Eastern gives them a point of reference, because like what you were saying is like, what time zone are you in?
It doesn't matter. That's the point. It doesn't matter. You'll see us be in the thing. So yeah, if that is something you're interested in, that is how you join in, and yeah. So, time to make Infernal's brain hurt, per usual, of the week. Topic of the day.
Hey.
Pitch it to me. We're going to play a game called Pitch It to Me.
That sounds
So, I am going to give you different things that already exist, and you're going to have to pitch it to me as if it doesn't exist. Caveat is everything else still exists except for that one thing. So, like, it's not... So, for example, if I give you something about, like, transportation, it's not all transportation that you have to pitch me. It's just that specific mode of transportation that you would have to pitch me. So, like, you could use references of, like, other transportation in your pitch, because we would have a point of reference for that. So it's just the one thing that has been removed from society, and that's what you have to pitch as, like, the new idea. And I want to see how well you do, and we'll go from there.
I barely passed my freaking persuasive speech class.
I mean, same concept.
Exactly. I barely passed.
So you'll be fine. You'll be fine. We'll start with an easy one. So the first thing is silverware.
Silverware.
Yeah.
Oh god. Pitching silverware. I'm just imagining without. I mean, we're not really like medieval times. It's like everyone's eating with their hands.
In this scenario, yes, everyone would be eating with their hands because silverware is not a thing. So you are trying to pitch that to me as making it a thing.
Trying to think, because it's like trying to pitch it. Oh Jesus! In my head, I'm just like, if you're tired of eating with your hands, getting all dirty and all that, you know that pitchfork you have out in the yard? Use that.
That is fantastic. Oh my god, that is hilarious. Oh my god, that is too funny. Hey, ever think about using that big ass thing out back?
It's good at stabbing, good at scooping. It's very versatile.
All right. I can dig it. Obviously, it would need to be a smaller version, but I dig it. That is essentially what a fork is, and I feel like you definitely captured the essence for it. So I approve. I like that pitch. Oh man, that was funny. All right, next up is fuck. Where'd my list go? I had like an idea, and there was a. So next up is going to be buses.
Oh Jesus. That one's a little bit trickier. Because that means like cars are still available, bikes are still available. Basically, any other mode of transportation is still available.
Every other mode of transportation is still available, but we do not have buses. In all forms of buses, so like the double deckers, the Greyhounds, the school buses, the short bus. Yeah. So all of those.
Let's see. I'm trying to think. I feel like the best way to like pitch this would be like mainly I'm going the route of school buses because it's like are you tired of taking your kids to school and tired of giving them to some random stranger in a taxi? Here's a longer vehicle that can store a lot more of your kids and also has a dedicated person to take them to and from school.
Okay. Who is this dedicated person?
Bus drivers.
What's a bus?
It is a specialized driver that has been trained to drive this long ass vehicle.
Okay. Who would this trained person be under? Like, who would they work for?
School district.
Okay, so they're employed by the school. Okay. Huh, not too bad. I don't have to do it anymore. Will they come to my home? Like a taxi?
They will come to designated locations near your home.
Oh, okay.
And in most cases, it will be in walking distance, so your kids will be safe.
Okay, so I have to do a little bit of getting them there, but like all the other parents, and we could get together in like a PTA. It's okay. I see.
PTA.
I like it. Yeah. All right. Good.
I feel like
Good.
the same grace of that pitch is like it's like, oh, I don't have to give it to some random stranger.
It was like, I don't know. Well, it's still a random stranger, but it's a
I know.
licensed registered stranger.
Yeah, but taxi strangers, there's some sketchy looking ones.
Yeah, no, and some sketchy bus drivers too. But
Yeah,
again, you know the source. All right. Next up, we are going to have earrings.
yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to go with the first thing in mind. It's like, are you getting tired of having that that piece of jewelry stuck up your nose? Move to earlobes. So instead of a nose ring, you have an earring.
I so believe that would be the alternative place. Like, instead of common things being in your ears, it would be the nose. That is a hilarious thought to me, but that makes so much sense. Like, if we didn't use the ears, I feel like the nose would be the next thing. That is super funny.
Yeah, 'cause, like, the nose is like one of the first things you see on a person because it's just right there.
That is so true. I've had my ears pierced for like years now, but like I've never thought that would be the next. Like, obviously I've seen people like nose piercings, but they like, you have your septum pierced, you have your cartilage pierced and all that stuff. But like,
Eyebrows and all that.
realistically speaking, I feel like in the lineup of piercings, after you get your ears done, if you want more that aren't on your ears, you end up on your nose. Huh. All right. Good stuff. All right. Let's see. We need one more, and then we'll switch to other brain things. What's another?
My brain can only handle so much brain things.
What's another weird thing that out?
I don't know, that bus one was definitely a tricky one to figure out.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to think. What would be something else weird? Ooh. Here was a fun one. Unicycle.
Oh, fucking hell.
Throwback to our college days. Remember that guy?
Yeah. God. Props to him, because he was great on that thing. But it's just like, I don't even think people that pitched the unicycle wanted to pitch a unicycle. It's like they're just trying to cut costs on a bike, so instead of 2 wheels, they gave one.
They messed up the report for the submission of the bike on the first go round, and they were like, "Is this it?" Yeah. What do you mean? I feel like this didn't come out right. What about everything else? Oh no.
It's like, wasn't this supposed to have 2 wheels? Nah.
Wheels? Plural?
God, how the... I can't think of any good... I cannot think of a good pitch for a freaking unicycle. Because I really want to know why people use unicycles. I mean, I guess if you really want to test your balance...
It's totally a flex. That's what it is. That would be
yeah.
the pitch I would go with. It was like, so remember how hard it was to, ride a bike, but how cool you were when you were able to ride a bike, when your friends couldn't ride a bike? Imagine doing it on hard mode.
Yeah, imagine doing it on hard mode with no handlebars, only using your ass as a balancer.
It's like, you gotta keep it friendly. Only using your butt.
Okay, bouquet.
Gotta market to everyone. But yeah, so.
Gluteus Maximus.
Gluteus Maximus, yes. Let us know your pitches for said items talked about.
Yeah, I want to see what
you guys have.
What you'll come up with for the unicycle, because I literally could not think of anything.
Yeah, I really love that. So, especially you guys on YouTube, definitely leave it in the comments. I see those, and I can share that with Inferno a lot easier than I can the ones on like Spotify if you leave the comments there, but also leave the comments there. It does great for the algorithm. So the other thing that I wanted to mess your mind with, collective things that society has agreed upon, but no one knows how. Example. For an individual being a pain in the ass, entitled, just overall unpleasant, and they're a female, they are called what?
That should be bitch, I guess.
A Karen.
I mean, bitch works too.
Yes, I understand.
Yeah,
but...
I know. Karen is the more like PG version.
So yeah, that was a Karen. I don't know what, I forget what the male equivalent
Chad.
is. Is it Chad? Is that what it is?
I think it's Chad.
Is it Chad? Okay.
Or Kevin.
I don't. Kevin doesn't seem as like. If anything, I would agree with Chad. I just never remember. No, Carl's the one who does your taxes. You need a Carl. Carl's not being mean to you. Carl's just telling you the truth, that you need to handle your money better, and you didn't want to hear it, but that's why you hired Carl in the first place.
Carl, that kills people.
Oh, my bad. So what really spurred this was last week I was having a conversation with my bonus coworker, and that just means they're people from a different section of the company that will come and visit us on their like off times. So they'll like come down and help us out when they have like an open in their schedule, so that they can keep their hours fine before they take their designated week off, which is just them being on call. Before they go out for their next mission. And we were telling each other stories or whatnot, and we were on the topic of parenting and how the generations differ in their like parenting styles. Ultimately being, well, we were discussing the ultimate problem being is that whatever your parents did for like you in their parenting, the parents after, so like our being mine and his older side of the generation, and then your guys' is like younger side of the generation. That, hey, these were all the things that, like, as an adult, that I deemed I didn't like, so I'm not going to do those things, right? And then they try something else that ultimately doesn't work because it's just flawed whenever you explain it to anybody else, and so on and so forth, right? So as we were talking about that, we were talking about, I was like, oh, hey, why do I have to deal with your non-willingness to be more, assertive with your child in like a public space or whatever? And we were referring to the child being a boy. Now, when I want to see if you say the same thing that we did. So, if you were telling a story about how a male child is acting up, what would you name that child?
What would I name that child? A kid that's acting up.
Yeah. It's not necessarily designated because of what they're acting up. It's just, you're telling this story, and they're like, oh yeah, and then I have little blank over here being a little shit. What is the blank for you?
I mean, if I go with the first name that popped in my mind, I would say Jimmy.
Now, interesting that you said that. So you said Jimmy with a J, right?
Yes.
Okay.
How would it spell Jimmy?
No, okay, you'll see why I asked that question. Because what me and him said were Timmy. So
Timmy.
the difference is all of a letter of what you... So we were like, wait a minute.
That was the other name that popped in my head.
It's like, wait a minute. Like, is that everyone's, like, go-to name?
Little Timmy.
That, like, yeah, little Timmy, right? Like, oh, hey, here comes little Timmy being, super sweet, or here comes little Timmy being a little shit. Like, that just sounds right every time. So we did a little digging. Come to find out, there is a Timmy character in a popular television show for every generation.
Really?
Yes. And it is wild. So, for us, Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah.
That for, hold on. There was, the older one, it was like, it wasn't, I can't remember what it was, but they were like older popular shows. Let me see if I can find the link for it again. But yeah, we looked it up, and so like ours was Timmy Turner, like for childhood, whatever. But then like older would have been like South Park when it started, Timmy in South Park.
There was a Timmy in South Park?
Yeah, he was the disabled kid in the wheelchair.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, it was pronounced Timmy, but yeah, no, his name's Timmy. Okay, another popular like show. Hold on, popular. Let's see if I can find it.
Yeah, Jimmy popped in my head just because of Ed and Eddie.
There is a Timmy in The Muppets. There is a Timmy in Shaun and the Sheep.
What the hell is this Timmy from the Muppets? I have never seen this thing.
Tim Taylor from Home Improvement.
Oh, yeah.
Tim in Magic School Bus. And
which one was that? Oh, okay, him.
Yeah.
Like the only person from Magic School Bus I remember is Arnold.
Yeah. So
mostly because he also is the one who killed himself on Pluto.
Yeah, well, yeah, and he died a lot. And then like all the conspiracies of that. There was one even like older than that, and like I think there was one in the 80s. I think there was a show in the 80s. Hold on, let me see what it was. What's the big one? What's that? There's one in the Minion. For comic book fans, we have Tim Drake. We have Tiny Tim from for Christmas Carols. Later on, we have Timothy McGee from NCIS. There is a Tim in the UK version of The Office. There's a Tim in Jurassic Park. Like it's a very, very common name that is like very prevalent amongst media. If that's what we found out, that's like that's why that's like a go-to name in like in your mind for when you're just talking about a random like mail that you need. You may like you're most likely going to like default to like Timmy or something close to it.
Yeah, something that has Emmy.
Yeah, something like Emmy. So yeah, so that was a fun discovery we had.
Yeah, that's quite interesting.
So yeah, and it bothered the guy I was talking to because it just like kind of hit me. I was like, wait a minute, because like he was saying it, and before he said it, like before he said like his name, I was already thinking Timmy, and then I started fucking laughing, and and so I tell him, and he was like, whoa, wait a minute, like right, and then we asked our coworker. He said a different name, but it was basically not like there because he's Hispanic. It was like the Hispanic Timmy.
It was still Timmy.
It was still Timmy. Like it was just like the Hispanic equivalent to Timmy. So it was just a fun time. And then we were trying to think of, is there one for females? For me, I had one. Do you have one? Like, what's the first female name that comes to mind?
Probably Amanda.
Really?
Like Amanda and Carol both popped in my head.
Okay. Carol makes more sense to me than Amanda does.
I don't know. Both names popped in my head at the same time.
Mine was Sarah.
Funny enough, I knew Sarah and Amanda.
A lot of people know Sarah, but they know like multiple Sarahs. I think I've only met one Amanda ever.
I've met a lot of Amandas.
Well, apparently that's where they all are. Wherever the fuck you were at the time. Only one Amanda in my life.
That's crazy. I honestly thought Amanda was a common name.
It very well may be. It's just
not common in your area.
I've been in a lot of areas, but I say Sarah because of all of the various spellings. So you have S-A-R-A, you have S-A-R-A-H, you have the stupid versions where like they start stubbing out, but there's like, oh, it's still Sarah, but it's not the way you would pronounce
those
it.
Names irritate
like
me.
Was it like S-E-R-A?
Yeah.
And you're just like, stop it. So yeah. That is why that came to mind, because I've come into a lot of Sarahs. Yeah, I Carol too, but it's different for Carol because for me it was like always adult moms, friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like your mom always had a friend Carol.
Yeah.
Like every mom knew a Carol. Why? I don't know, but it seemed like every mom knew a Carol. So that's why I'm like, yeah, no, I definitely could get behind Carol being like a go-to name. So yeah. So that's what I went down rabbit holes for recently, were those two fun things. And, pitching stuff for this, whatnot. So let us know what your go-to names are in the comments, and what is the reason why you think that came to name. If it's because it's like popular interaction, super unique, but somehow we all know about it, kind of deal. What have you? Let us know what you find out. The internet is fun, and I don't have the time to go through it. So until next time, we'll see you then.
See you next time.